So your Bissell little green machine is leaking water. I want to go over a few things that might cause that. So the first thing you want to do is identify where the leak is coming from. I've found puddles of water sometimes underneath the little green machine, and I'm going to show you what I found to be the cause of that. So the culprit in my case was this clean water tank. Now you can see I do have some solution in here. I was cleaning with it earlier. So let me take this apart and show you a little bit about the inside here. So when you're looking inside of the machine here, you will see a circle black piece down there, and this is where the tip of the nozzle for the reservoir fits into. Now on the tip of the nozzle, you'll see that white plus. When you press that in, water comes out of this compartment, and there's a knob in here that basically pushes that in when you set it into place. If it's offset or anything, that can cause water to leak into this area, and it can go down in through this hole here down there, and then it will puddle out underneath the machine. So that was an instance that I had. This was full of water and it was causing it to leak out the bottom of the machine. Now another thing to note with this reservoir is that it's hard to see here, but on this cap here, there is a small hole. So if you can't see it, it's right above the O on this lettering that says reclose. So right above the O, there's a hole. And the reason that is to let air flow. So if you've ever drank from a water bottle, you have to let some air in, otherwise the water bottle will basically collapse on itself. And then there's also this tube in here that comes up inside the machine also for airflow. So that's the first thing I would check, and then you'll notice that just when you hold this up, there is some leaking water out of it. You see that? It just kind of leaks out of there a little bit anyways. So check that, make sure everything's airtight, everything's in place and it's sealed and you're not leaking water from this container. That might be the culprit. Now the next thing that you'll want to check is the dirty reservoir here. So of course make sure it's empty and clean before you do this, because what you're going to do is you're going to flip it upside down, and I'm just going to put a towel here in case I make a little mess here. But on the bottom here there is a gasket, so you'll want to make sure that this is tight and in place, because this gasket is what keeps everything airtight from inside the other side of the machine. So this is where the dirty water, right after it's sucked in through the hose here, it comes around through the hose back into the machine, and then it comes up through here inside of this dirty reservoir here. You see this white cylinder inside there, and then the water kind of spits out of this opening right here inside and fills up this dirty reservoir, okay? So if you don't have a tight seal at the bottom here and inside the machine in the back, water could be spilling again back into the machine, and then like before, leaking underneath the Bissell cleaner there. And then again, people who aren't getting suction, make sure that this gasket here is in place and everything is airtight. If it's not, sometimes you won't get suction and it won't actually suck up any water. And then, you know, if that is not the case and you are still seeing leaks, then continue to check the machine, run it, use the suction here, and then check the hose and see if you're losing any suction or if water is actually leaking out of the hose somewhere that you can see. But in my case, that's where the two leaks were found, either on the clean reservoir side or the dirty reservoir side. So that's where I would check first. If you are getting leaking water with your Bissell little green machine, hopefully that helps. Again, I do have tutorials on this machine, how to use it from start to finish. You can find those links in the description of this video. If you like DIY around the house stuff, please feel free to like and subscribe. Again, my name is Drew Smith. I'll see you in the next one.